Hello everyone, you're welcome to solve this nice algebra problem, which is x to the power 3 divided by 5 to the power 3. This is equal to 5 to the power 3 over x to the power 3. What is the value of x? Solution from here. Let's first cross multiply here. We'll have x to the power 3 squared. This is equal to 5 to the power 3 squared. Now let's take 5 to the power 3 squared on the left hand side so that we'll have x to the power 3 raised to the power 2, subtract 5 to the power 3 raised to the power 2. This is equal to 0. Now, this equation is in the form of a squared minus b squared, which we can express as a plus b, a minus b. From this equation, a is equal to x to the power 3, b is equal to 5 to the power 3. So a plus b in this case, this is the same thing as x to the power 3 plus 5 to the power 3. This is equal to 0. Let's call this equation 1. Now we have a minus b. This is the same thing as x to the power 3. Subtract 5 to the power 3. This is equal to 0. Let's call this equation 2. Now, let's start to solve equation 1. Let's call this case 1. Now, in case 1, we have x to the power 3 plus 5 to the power 3. This is equal to 0. Now, this is actually the sum of two cubes expressed as a to the power 3 plus b to the power 3, which we can express as a plus b, a squared minus a times b, then plus b squared. Applying this property, then x to the power 3 plus 5 to the power 3. This is the same thing as x plus 5. Then here we have x squared, subtract 5x, then plus 5 squared, which is 25. This is equal to 0. Now, we have two parts here. The first part is x plus 5. We set this equal to 0. The second part here is x squared minus 5x plus 25. This is equal to 0. So from the first part here, x1 is equal to minus 5. The second part is a quadratic equation of the form ax squared plus bx plus c. This is equal to 0. From this quadratic equation, a is equal to 1, b is equal to minus 5, and c is equal to 25. So applying the quadratic formula here, we can solve for, that is x2, x3, which is equal to minus b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4 times a times c over 2 times a. Substituting the values of a, b, and c, here we'll have minus 5 plus or minus the square root of b squared, which is minus 5 squared, minus 4 times a, which is 1, times c, which is 25. All this divided by 2 times 1. So this is the same thing as minus times minus 5. This is 5 plus or minus the square root of minus 5 squared, which is 25. Subtract 25 times 4, which is 100, divided by 2. So this is the same thing as 5 plus or minus the square root of 25 minus 100. This is minus 75 over 2. So here we have 5 plus or minus the square root of minus 75. This can be expressed as 25 times 3 times minus 1 divided by 2. So in this case, we have minus 5 plus or minus the square root of 25. This is 5 the square root of minus 1, this is I, then square root of 3, all this divided by 2. So this implies that, so we have minus 5 plus or minus 5i square root of 3 over 2. So this implies that x2 is equal to minus 5 plus 5i square root of 3 divided by 2. And we have that x3 is equal to minus 5 subtract 5i square root of 3 divided by 2. So let's proceed to case 2 here. Let's proceed to case 2. Now in case 2 here, we have x to the power 3 minus 5 to the power 3. This is equal to 0. Now this is actually the difference of two cubes expressed as a to the power 3 minus b to the power 3, which we can express as a minus b, a squared plus a times b, then plus b squared. Applying this identity, then we find that here we have x minus 5, here we have x squared, then plus 5x, then plus 5 squared, which is 25. This is equal to 0. Now here we have two parts. The first part is x minus 5, which is equal to 0. The second part here is a quadratic equation, which is x squared plus 5x plus 25. This is equal to 0. This implies that x4 here is equal to 5. So this is x4. Now the second part here is a quadratic equation of the form ax squared plus bx plus c. This is equal to 0. Now from this quadratic equation, a is equal to 1, b is equal to 5, and c is equal to 25. Now this implies that x5, x6, by applying the quadratic formula, that is minus b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4 times a times c divided by 2 times a. Let's substitute the values of a, b, and c, so that now we have minus 5 plus or minus the square root of 5 squared, which is 25, minus 4 times a, which is 1, times c, which is 25, divided by 2 times 1. So here we have minus 5 plus or minus the square root of 25 minus 25 times 4, which is 100, divided by 2. So here we have minus 5 plus or minus the square root of 25 minus 100. This is minus 75 over 2. Now we have minus 5 plus or minus. We can express the square root of minus 75 as the square root of 25 multiplied by 3 multiplied by minus 1, all this divided by 2. So in this case here, we have minus 5 plus or minus the square root of 25, this is 5, the square root of minus 1, this is I, then square root of 3, divided by 2. So here we have two complex solutions. We have two complex solutions. That is x5, x6. So in total, we have 6 solutions to this exponential problem. So kindly follow the steps, like this video, and subscribe.